MGX model has sent shockwaves through the boxing world with a bold and unprecedented declaration aimed squarely at Naoya Monster Inoue, the Japanese pound-for-pound king who has been virtually unstoppable in recent years. The Uzbekistani WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight champion didn't just express confidence in his ability to compete with Inoue. He made the jaw-dropping prediction that he would stop the feared knockout artist inside 6 rounds if they ever meet in the ring. This audacious statement has instantly ignited fierce debate among fans, analysts, and boxing insiders alike, as Inoue is widely regarded as one of the most dominant and technically brilliant fighters in the sport today, having demolished every opponent put before him with terrifying efficiency. Akhmad's supreme confidence is particularly striking when considering Inoue's flawless professional record 270 with 24 KOs and his reputation for breaking down opponents both physically and mentally with his devastating power and precision punching. The 29-year-old model, a former unified champion himself, speaks from a position of experience and credibility when making such bold claims about dethroning Inoue. His only professional loss came via a highly controversial split decision to Marlon Topples, the same fighter that Inoue would later demolish to become the undisputed champion at 122 pounds. Despite that setback, Akhmadaliev has demonstrated time and again that he possesses the skills, power, and championship pedigree to compete with the very best in the division. As a technically gifted southpaw with Olympic-level amateur experience and underrated knockout power in both hands, he presents a unique, stylistic challenge that could potentially trouble even a fighter of Inoue's caliber. The Uzbek fighter has been meticulously studying in those fights and claims to have identified subtle weaknesses and tendencies that previous opponents have failed to capitalize on, giving him the blueprint for what would undoubtedly be the biggest victory of his career. Inoue, meanwhile, has built a reputation as one of the most fearsome and complete fighters in boxing today, combining otherworldly hand speed, concussive power in both fists, and a boxing IQ that allows him to systematically dismantle opponents with frightening efficiency. His recent performances have been so dominant that many observers and experts consider him practically unbeatable at the super bantamweight limit, with some even speculating that the only real challenge left for him might be moving up to featherweight to chase more titles. However, Akhmadaliev remains completely unfazed by Inoue's aura of invincibility, insisting that the Japanese superstar's aggressive, forward-throwing style actually plays directly into his strengths as a sharp counterpuncher with power in both hands. Promoter Eddie Hearn, who works closely with Morogenic model under the Matchroom Boxing banner, has already begun building anticipation for what could become a blockbuster showdown. He understands the immense fan interest and commercial appeal a fight like this would generate. A clash between two world-class talents in Inoue, the reigning champion and dominant force at 122 pounds, and at model, the hungry former title holder, would be a true marquee event. It's a high-stakes matchup that promises to test Inoue like never before. Akhmadaliev brings a unique threat, Olympic-level technical skill, a tricky southpaw stance, and legitimate knockout power. Unlike Inoue's recent opponents, Akhmadaliev poses a complex, multifaceted challenge that could push the Japanese superstar to his limits. If this fight comes together, it has all the ingredients to headline a major pay-per-view or streaming event later this year, potentially becoming one of the most significant fights in the lower weight divisions in recent memory. At models, quiet confidence stems from a deep well of amateur and professional experience. A bronze medalist at the Olympics and a seasoned veteran of international competition, he's built a foundation of skill, toughness, and ring intelligence that allows him to compete at the highest level. As a pro, he's already defeated respected names like Daniel Roman and Ryusuke, establishing his place among the elite at super bantamweight. What sets him apart, however, is his often overlooked punching power and X factor that some believe hasn't yet been fully showcased. Against a fighter like Inoue who's used to overwhelming opponents and walking through their shots, Akhmadaliev's clean, sharp, and precise punches could make all the difference. If he can consistently land and disrupt the nose rhythm, he may have the tools to accomplish something no one else has, handing Inoue his first professional loss. Still, Inoue has made a career out of dismantling challenges with brutal efficiency. Time and again, he silenced critics by stepping up in class and delivering statement performances, whether through surgical body shots, razor-sharp counterpunching, or brilliant in-ring adjustments. He's handled every style thrown at him. His resume is filled with highlight reel knockouts and dominant displays that have solidified his place among boxing's pound for lb elite. Against Akhmadaliev, he'll once again have to prove he can adapt to a new kind of threat. But if history is any indication, Inoue will be more than ready to rise to the occasion. The boxing world has erupted with discussion and debate following Akhmadaliev's bold proclamation, with social media platforms and boxing forums buzzing with reactions, ranging from enthusiastic support to outright dismissal of his chances. What makes this potential matchup so compelling is the fascinating clash of styles it presents. At Model's calculated technical aggression and southpaw stance against Inoue's explosive seek and destroy approach and concussive power in both hands. The fight would present a classic boxer-puncher versus pressure fighter dynamic, with the added intrigue of Model's Olympic pedigree and underrated power potentially posing problems that Inoue hasn't faced before. If the bout comes to fruition, it has all the makings of an early fight of the year candidate and could produce the kind of dramatic back and forth action that reminds fans why the lower weight classes often deliver the most consistently exciting matchups in the sport. Ammon's direct challenge also raises important questions about Inoue's future plans and the landscape of the super bantamweight division moving forward. Having recently become undisputed champion at 122 pounds with his dominant victory over Marlon Topples, Inoue now faces the decision of whether to remain in the division to defend his titles